Well. After more than 30 shows across over 30 cities, the Legacy Tour with New Edition featuring Keith Sweat, Guy, and Tank comes to a close this weekend out in Tampa, Florida on Sunday, the 30th of April. It has been an amazing show. We've been getting feedback from most of you who've been able to attend, especially those of you who went to the Culture Tour and now the Legacy Tour, and were able to say, wow, New Edition actually upped their game this time around. It's not easy to do shows, these 30 city shows, a year after they just came back. And apart from one or two shows on the West Coast when Bobby was exhausted and had to miss two shows, other than that, everyone has just been raving with New Edition. I mean, it's probably challenging for the other groups who've had to open up for them, but actually there's been a lot of positive raving about Keith Sweat. I mean, the work he's put on in his shows, but Keith has been touring non-stop since the pandemic, so he's pretty much battle ready. Tank impressed a lot of people, although for those who took young kids, they weren't as pleased with the X-rated versions of his songs and the fact that he taking off his shirt, which, as I said, for older adults not a problem, but when you're taking younger kids, might be a little bit of a challenge. And then we have Guy, mixed reviews about Aaron's vocals, but seeing Teddy and Damien and Aaron and just seeing them perform and bring back the old songs was really great. So but of course the headliners, the stars, are New Edition: Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, and Johnny. 40 years in the business, that is an amazing achievement. When you think of most of our groups from the 90s are breaking up, most of the groups who came out in the 2000s are breaking up, and the fact that New Edition, who came out in 83, are still performing, still able to come together and put on an amazing show and headline in 2023. I mean, you can start comparing New Edition to some of the big rock groups, Rolling Stones or U2, Coldplay, these big rock groups who can sell out major stadiums and still put on an amazing show. That's one thing that New Edition had been working on from day one, working on their craft, working on their performance, and working on their showmanship. And as they've lifted up a bar and a level that most groups should have taken notice of, instead of relying just on singing the songs and wooing the crowd, taking it up to another level. So we're proud of New Edition. They seem to be our premier group. They've lasted longer than the Jacksons. Okay, the Temptations have recycled many of their original members, and even though they're still going on today, apart from Otis Williams, who's in his late 80s, most of the Temptations have all gone four tops, and you've got the twins in the Whispers. But the fact that New Edition, all six members, are still together is an amazing feat of its own. So we just want to continue to celebrate New Edition. There's rumors that come the end of the year, they'll have their Vegas residency. That would be awesome. It would reduce the amount of travel, and they probably have the time to perfect their stage presence, but also give them time to actually start getting back into the studio and putting out an album. I think one of the hesitations about putting on new music now isn't that they don't have the material and they don't have the producers. It's just that the way music is sold and distributed, it's somewhat not as feasible for artists to invest all that time and money in making new music when it's, commercially it doesn't really reap the rewards as it would in the past. And also the radio stations are controlled by corporations who do deals with record labels, and they push a different type of music and a different type of agenda, which might not fit with New Edition right now. That not said, being able to celebrate New Edition on tour and in all that they do is something that we're grateful for. So let me know your thoughts. It'd be great just to hear, comments around your favorite New Edition performance, the songs they sang. If there was a part of the show that really was at the best, that'd be great to hear. But thanks for supporting us here on the New Edition music channel. But thanks again for celebrating our favorite R&B or even group in general, New Edition. Take care.
Let's hear it,